What is up, guys? Welcome back here to another Call of Dragons content. Today, we're going to try to answer this question. Which champion should I prioritize to level up? Basically, which hero should we do our investment in Call of Dragons? There's some really good tips in here from the Reddit as well, said by Veserius. First, don't upgrade the star rank unless you max the hero's active skill, which is the first skill from the hero. For mages, you can go for Lilia if you spend Waldir if is a good epic, especially when starting League of Orders. And from there, you could go Valine. Really good one. Fernand Dizzle said, that is where I messed up with Nico, sitting at 2-1 right now. Upgrade Gatherers quick. Up your very first commander. Pick one legendary and up it. Good information is in here. I use Waldir. It's not worth leveling a legendary until you have the materials to upgrade the skills and start levels. And somebody even says Bakar. So for me, I started with Bakar, but I'm going to give you my experience here finishing Season 1 in Call of Dragons. We're also going to do a tier list in here, kind of give you some of the insight on how to basically invest in your heroes in Call of Dragons. Now, you can go to COD Guide and you can go to the tier list maker in here. I'll put the link in the description as well for that you guys can access this, all right? So let me give you my general overview of the tips in here first. So as I finish my Season 1 in here, I've learned a lot of things in Call of Dragons. Now, in Season 1, I noticed that a lot of players really do so great in behemoth raids when they were using marksman, and I was going for the mage, and I did pretty decent because I spend money and I have a higher tech. But I've seen a lot of players who invested in Guanwin and did really good on behemoth raids. They were doing Guanwin and as well as Nico as their pair, and I'm telling you, they rank in the top 6. So if you care about the behemoth raids and PvP, this is probably the best investment that you can do starting out in Call of Dragons is getting Guanwin and as well as Nico. Now, in Season 2, I still see a lot of marksmen do really well in the behemoth raids. So if you are going to be excited for behemoth raids, you want to focus on the marksmen because they deal a lot of damage in Call of Dragons. Now, a lot of people would say that the League of Order is the best faction because you can get Waldir, which is a really good hero here. But I think for me, to start with a faction, I would say Spring Warden is the one that you should start with. League of Order is great. You can switch that later, but I would say it really depends on what type of units you want to lead into in the game. The Wilderberg is also great, which I am using. I don't have really a whole lot of complaints with the Wilderberg, but I'm still thinking about making this switch to Spring Wardens. I haven't really fully decided yet on my decision in here. Now, really the debate in here is that Waldir and Guanwin. I would go for Guanwin if I can redo it again, all right? Now, I do have Waldir maxed out. I don't regret it. Waldir is really strong. But when it comes to Mage, I think Alwyn would be so much better than, with my pairing here with Lilia. All right? So let me give you this investment process in here and how you're going to do things in the game. First thing that I would really recommend for you guys is that work on the blue heroes you have. Now, in this game, the blue heroes are so important. Why? Why are they important in here? Well, the reason why is that the blue heroes in here are gatherers. So in the gathering talent, you have this ability to gain XP whenever you finish a resource node. So when you go into the resource node report, like for example, we go here, you can see that I have gained XP just by farming. All right, since the game resets its level every season ends, therefore this type of talent is very essential. So working on to your gatherers in here, your blue ones in here are very important. Ordo also have some ability to gain as well in here, gain XP. So whenever you see that Earth's Grace, so work on your lower tier heroes. They're not for PvP, but they are for farming and gaining XP. So if you are able to get it to level 20 with 3-star, you can then put 2 marches and farm and get XP faster. So whenever on your downtime you're not killing darklings or dark creatures, you should be doing that process. So that is your first investment that you should do in Call of Dragons. And after that, I should say start working on to the epics that you have. Now, if you are a spender, then I should say you can work on some of the legendaries. But if you're free to play epics is your best bet to start with as you collect more gold keys so that you can open more gold chests. Now, if you can do a 5511 hero, that is really, really good. What do I mean by 5511? 5511 will be first skill 5, second skill 5, and then the last 2 skill is 1-1. Now, there are circumstances which heroes that will do 5111, which is going to be good. But for example, let's say you do a Guanwin, you can do a 5-5-1 and 1. That would also be good. If you go for Waldir, you can do a 5-5-1-1, which actually this is what I did with my setup. Now, if you do a Bakar, we'll just start with the starting hero in here. You can also do a 5-5-1-1 on Bakar as well. Now, after that, once you have decided and you have your specific starting hero, let's say you started with Waldir, then you want to go focus on mage units. If you focused on Guanwin, you want to focus with Nico because you're going to be marksman. If you're working with Bakar, you know, it is your choice. You can either go for infantry, you can go for Garwood, you can go for Nika, investment in here, all right? So those are some of the approaches that you can do here with the overview that I'm doing. But let's go in a little bit more deeper topic here. So let's go and rank stuff up in here because this is going to give you a little bit more insight on how you should be investing in your legendary and as well as into your epics. So I use the COD guide tier list a lot. So you can pretty much see that this is really good data to look at. So I'm going to put this on the side. All right. So basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to put in the SS. The SS is really, really strong. Lilia is something that you have to purchase and you have to buy. Really good hero. Now you want Hosk, which is a good hero as well. This is going to be a purchased one. So this is going to be for players that are spending money into the game. Now, Madeline is a really good tank. So I've seen a lot of Madeline they charge in. Although you need to be smart, you can't just charge in without reinforcement. But Madeline is a good hero as well that is a very strong open field presence. Now you have Kinara, which I have made a video on about the talent tree for Kinara. Kinara is absolutely a wonderful hero. I am trying to work on Kinara as well. Great for marksman, great control as well. And you know, that ability to reduce the damage of the opponent with Kinara is really great. As you can see here, target damage dealt reduction. So the next thing in here is that we want to put S is Emery's. And then we'll put Nico, which is also a really good marksman. And then we will be putting Valine, which I have, and I'm working on Valine. And then eventually we're going to put Bakshi, which also I have and almost near maxing out in here. And then we will put Thea, which is a really good flying unit that can work well with Craig and as well as Atheist. If you are Wilderberg, you're using Craig. If you are League of Orders, you are using Atheist. And then we're going to put one more, which is Nika. All right, so if you're investing in Legendary, all right, if you're working on Cavs, you definitely want to invest in Bakshi and as well as Emery's. And then if you are working on Magic unit, you have two choices in here. If you have ability to buy Lilia, work on Valine in here. And then if you are in infantry, prioritize Madeline. You can also get Nika. All right. And then if you're flying unit, of course, Tia is the only option that you have. Marksman, you got Kinara and Nico. Nico can be obtained in gold chest. So for the A rank in here, which is going to be Garwood. I'm not a huge fan of Garwood. He is okay, but he is not the best. And then other A ranks in here, we're going to put Waldir. And where is Waldir? And then, of course, we're going to put Guanwin as well here. All right. So these are like the top tier epics in the game. Now, I want to kind of fix these to eight here from the list here. I'm going to also put Alwyn because Alwyn is a really good mage unit as well. I would say Alwyn is an A tier also. Now, let's move on to the B tier in here. We got Eliana for B tier. This is more of a peacekeeping. If you're coming from Rise of Kingdoms, you can think about it as a low heart with a little bit more fighting capability. Now, we will put Alistair, which is a cavalry unit. So if you are working on a cav, you can also use Alistair. We're going to put Bakar, a good, decent tank. Then we're going to put Craig for flying unit marksman. And then we are going to put Atheist in here as well. All right. Now we're going to put here is Ordo. Ordo for C, good for destructive of building and building, building alliance buildings and stuff. And then for this, pretty much let's just put D for gathering. Basically, we are going to put, all the gatherers in here. Of course, the legendary beats the epic, and then you got your elite in here as well. So if you're investing in here with a tier list, right, you want to focus onto the highest one you can if you can obtain them. If not, you focus onto the S in here. But at the same time that you're focusing onto the legendary, you want to be focusing as well onto the epics so that you can, have a better fighting capability in the field. So for me, I still use an epic with my Lilia. So eventually I will switch it up with, actually I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a Alwyn with Lilia and then also Waldir and Vaylene. I think that's going to be my combo. For my marksman, I will be doing Guanwin and Nico. And then for flying unit, Craig and Thea. And then for infantry, currently I have Nico and Bakar. I'm not sure yet if I want to stick with Garwood, but Nico and Bakar, that is one thing that I'm doing. And then eventually, maybe if I get Madeline, all right? I don't know yet about Hosk if I'm going to get it because I have to spend money on Hosk. But this is some information that you can use here in Call of Dragons, and hopefully you can be successful with it. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on for more Call of Dragons.